This is a detailed analysis of Hunter-Killer, which goes deep into ocean surface to deliver high-stakes military thriller. This is not just another action movie, rather. It is an intense exploration of submarine warfare replete with suspense, strategy, and surprise endings. Whether you are a fan of naval thrillers or one who enjoys an action-packed story, Hunter-Killer caters for your needs. Let us dwell on its special effects department characterizations as well as its construction of various environments. In fact, Hunter-Killer opens up by telling a story about a mysterious incident occurring in icy waters of Arctic Ocean where a Navy submarine was lost under suspicious circumstances. Consequently, US government suspects foul play and sends another submarine to Arkansas to find out what happened. Captain Joe Glass, played by Gerard Butler, leads this mission. This tough guy has been entrusted with such responsibility due to his ability to make sound decisions at critical times. However, as Captain Glass sails deeper into enemy territory, he realizes that things are not what they had seemed initially. A renegade Russian general has staged a coup after capturing the president, thereby setting off events that could lead to global war. Glass must navigate treacherous underwater terrain while rescuing Russian president within limited time span before World War III starts. The plot of Hunter-Killer is an intricate tapestry of military strategy, political intrigue, high-octane action scene upon scene upon scene, but in more tense moments than previous ones, though, until the end when all hell breaks loose. However great or small Resid is in these words, but any person watching this movie knows exactly what I mean. It does a nice job of balancing action with character development, allowing viewers to relate to the crew members on Arkansas and appreciate the gravity of their situation. One of the most remarkable features about Hunter-Killer is its visual effects. Particularly impressive are underwater scenes that recreate the oppressive atmosphere inside a submarine as well as vast stretches of dark ocean water. The directors achieved this through combining practical effects with CGI for believable underwater environments. The submarines themselves have been painstakingly recreated down to the last detail, both internally and externally. The interior of Woos, Arkansas is depicted as tight area crammed with machinery, control panels, and constant hum emanating from ships' engines. There is so much suspense built up by every creaking sound or groaning noise made by this vessel, and it does heighten sense danger coming closer. Additionally, these exterior shots depicting submarines moving and sailing through murky depths are flawlessly done. One cannot distinguish between them and scenes taken live filming. Finally, in these intense battles between subs and surface ships, there have been noticeable uses of special effects. Torpedoes darting through water, explosions shaking sea creating waves, while wreckage of waters eerily in aftershocks can be seen due to visual effects employed here, too, which are not only stunning but also build tension as we see more drama unfold during this film. The visual effects team liaised closely with military advisors to ensure that the submarines portrayed were accurate. The realistic movement of the submarines, the way water reacts to their presence, and the precision timing of combat sequences all bear testament to his attention to detail. These are not just a candy for eyes, they have a critical role in placing viewers into the film's world and making it feel like high-stakes drama. This movie is very good at creating a believable world, whether under or on top of water. A film is set within an environment characterized by tension and high stakes where a chance for global war exists. The purpose of this world is not just that it offers background for actions, but rather it is an essential storytelling element that affects decisions by characters, having impact on plot progress. The underwater setting is depicted as dark, dangerous, full of threats and unseen enemies. It expresses both isolation and vulnerability associated with being deep down in the ocean, whereby one cannot communicate with any other person above sea level. The submarine's tight spaces put its inhabitants face to face, thereby increasing their sense of loneliness, as each member must pay close attention, knowing one wrong move can lead to catastrophic results. On land, there are geopolitical tensions between Russia and America, which this movie highlights. Within Hunter-Killer universe, even a single miscalculation may cause global cataclysm. The cinematography does well to illustrate how complex international relations can be when various parties have their own agendas and motives. Mikhail Nyquist plays a rogue Russian general who poses as such threat since he has potential to destabilize power balances. Another aspect of building the hunter-killer universe was inclusion of military etiquette as well as procedures within its scenes that pertain to show submarines are crewed and operated correctly by these people who serve aboard them respectively. This meticulousness helps make the film more authentic and build up a world that feels real enough. The entire cast of the movie Hunter Killer has delivered exceptional performances, each actor skillfully bringing their respective roles to life. Gerard Butler, as Captain Joe Glass, is the standout. Butler knows how to play in action movie parts and he doesn't disappoint by giving his best performance. Captain Glass is portrayed as a tough commander who loves his team members so much that he can risk his life on them. In this way, Butler expressed such dichotomy of personality by looking powerful and weak at the same time, thus captivating spectators in an emotional bond with Glass. Admiral Charles Donegan is played by Gary Oldman, who is a senior U.S. Navy officer based in Washington, D.C. Oldman's portrayal of complex roles makes his depiction of Donegan believable. This high-ranking official is working under extreme pressure as he tries to balance the international political landscape and making decisions that could either save or destroy the planet. Besides, Oldman acts in a way that raises audience tension further by showing the mission's significance from both command center and frontline perspective. In one of Naivist's last performances before his death, Captain Andropov, played by him, was depicted as an unexpected ally to Captain Glass, the submarine commander. Nyquist gives a very nuanced performance showing Andropov as someone who has conflicting loyalties between state and stopping global Armageddon. Through the development of their characters' interrelationship, Nyquist with Butler adds depth to their alliance, which becomes one of the strong points in this movie. All of them are solid throughout. Common plays Rear Admiral John Fisk, a seemingly unemotional staff officer within the United States Navy command chain. Linda Cardellini appears as Jane Nyquist, who brings out the dreaded Russian military rebellion Truth behind the scenes for National Security Agency. She works for both, bring urgency concerning what they are doing there, be increasing tension in the film. Despite its being largely action-filled thriller, Hunter Killer does take moments to flesh out its main personas, thus endearing them to its audience. In particular, Captain Joe Glass is richly developed character. He is not just a tough leader, but rather portrays empathy and commitment towards his sailors too. Throughout this movie, we observe Glass grappling with difficult decisions like how many lives can be sacrificed for greater good during any given mission moment. We get more attached to this persona due to these thoughtful choices done by director. This develops an emotional bond between us and him. Captain Andropov is another character who receives significant development. When he first arrives on the scene, it appears that Andropov will be one of the villains in the story. However, as we move through the movie, we discover his reasons behind his evil actions, his patriotism and craving for peaceful coexistence between nations. For this reason, he cannot be considered as a classic bad guy, which adds an interesting twist to some of his scenes with Captain Glass. Similarly, Hunter Killer focuses on Nusa Arkansas' crew relationships too. Although this is not the primary focus point in the film itself, these connection lines give depth to the story and humanize each person playing roles here. The crew's bonding is strong and highlighted by moments of comic relief amidst tense mission situations. This group interaction makes us feel like part of a family whose safety becomes our most important worry. One thing that I can say about Hunter Killer with certainty is that its suspense remains intact right from beginning to ending scene, and no matter what happens next, all shocks come every time at higher stakes than before. The combination of underwater action sequences mixed up with political conspiracies and fine acting produces an impressive plot line that keeps one engaged throughout the movie session. Another major plus is the visual effects of the film. Especially underwater scenes have been well executed and with CGI seamlessly integrated into live-action footage. The portrayal of submarines both inside and out is realistic and immersive that creates a world the story can unfold in. The best part about the main cast performance, most notably Gerard Butler and Michael Nyqvist, is also how they humanize the characters. They are not solely typical Avengers but bring depth to their roles by adding some emotions in them. Such performances form an emotional basis for the film, thus making it possible for viewers to get involved in its mission. Ultimately, there are many things that make this film feel real because of its attention to details in military protocol as well as submarine operations. This commitment from filmmakers has created a world that feels authentic, hence deepening the story stakes. Despite all these strengths, however, it does have its weaknesses. One of the main reasons why people dislike this movie is because it's too fast-paced. Although suspense remains throughout most of it with some rush parts where crucial events happen so fast that one can hardly catch up with them. In particular, at the end of the third act when everything seems to be settling into place rather quickly. Furthermore, another weak point is that this movie relies on cliches familiar from other action movies. While much tension has been generated and a narrative arc neatly established, there are instances where our minds revert back to what we've seen before. For instance, Captain Glass exhibits traits synonymous with heroism including toughness and rebelliousness, even if they might land him in trouble later on during his mission. Although Butler plays his role realistically enough, but sometimes Glass appears like just another stereotype rather than someone who comes across as being more fully developed as such. Lastly, while the visual effects look great on screen, there are few scenes where the CGI is quite visible, especially during the action scenes. Although few and far between, these scenes do somewhat take away from the overall immersion of the film. Some submarine thrillers that come to mind are Crimson Tide 1995 and The Hunt for Red October 1990, among others, as they resemble a hunter-killer. These two films are widely recognized as classics of this genre, with some similarities being a tense atmosphere, great acting, and a focus on military strategy. However, Hunter-Killer differs in that it combines cutting-edge technology with modern-day geopolitical issues within its plot. Whereas both Crimson Tide and The Hunt for Red October were made during the era of Cold War, this one is about contemporary international relations featuring a rogue Russian general and possibly global conflict. This gives it an updated feel, yet still maintaining traditions of its genre. Hunter-Killer is more advanced in terms of visual effects than its predecessors due to the advent of CGI and practical effects. Hunter-Killer underwater scenes compared to other films are more realistic and take you on a ride, making it as much a visual spectacle as it is an absorbing narrative. In summary, Hunter-Killer falls within the submarine thriller genre and gives us loads of tension, action together with amazing visuals. Despite its flaws such as pacing problems and cliché reliance, the strengths of this movie outshine its weaknesses. The intensity created by Hunter-Killer, its realistic portrayal of submarine warfare, and engaging characters renders it enjoyable for enthusiasts of military thrillers and action films. For those who are seeking edge-of-the-seat entertainment from start to finish though, Hunter-Killer is worth your time. It may not match up to others like it in the genre, but is still an interesting watch because it combines action with suspense while at the same time involving political intrigues. If you like this review, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up or subscribe our channel for more movies reviews. You can also leave your thoughts about Hunter-Killer in the comment section below, or even suggest any films you would like us review next time. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.